Welcome back, everyone. My name is Miss Carolyn. I can't wait to share today's Bible story with you. It's full of courage and doubt, storms and peace. So find a comfy spot on the couch and let's see what we learned today.
We don't want to grow up. We just want to be young. Play and make believe. Come and rescue me. Feel the sun on my skin and scream. We don't want to grow up. We just want to have fun. Wild and free. Maybe we could dream farther than our eyes have ever seen. I don't want to grow up.
So like I mentioned, today's story is going to be full of action. But before we get to that, we have to go over the remember verse. Oh God, your ways are holy. Is there any God as mighty as you? You are the God of great wonders. You demonstrate your awesome power among the nations. Psalm 77, 13 through 14. The past couple of weeks, we've been looking at ways God is mighty, how he does great wonders, and how he demonstrates his great power. Today is no different, but this time, Jesus won't be healing anyone, but breaking laws of nature. You can find this story in your Bibles in Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 through 33. Jesus instructed the disciples to get into the boat and go to the other side of the lake. They went on ahead of him while he dismissed the crowd. Then he climbed up on the mountainside to be by himself to pray. When night came, he was still there alone. By then, the boat was a long way out on the water, far from the shore. It was fighting against the wind and being tossed by the waves. Just before morning, Jesus went to join his disciples. He walked to them on the water, and they were terrified when they saw him. They cried out in fear, "It's a ghost!" Immediately, Jesus responded to them and said, "Have courage. You know me. Don't be afraid." Peter called out, "If it's really you, Lord, tell me to walk to you on the water." "Come," Jesus answered. Peter stepped out of the boat onto the water. He began walking toward Jesus. But when Peter looked around at the wind and the waves, he became afraid and started to sink. He shouted for Jesus, "Lord, save me." Immediately, Jesus reached down and rescued Peter from the water. "You have such little faith," he said. "Why did you doubt?" As soon as they got back into the boat, the wind stopped. Everyone in the boat had witnessed Jesus' power. They worshiped him, saying, "You are truly the Son of God." Every time I read this story, it amazes me more and more that Jesus so confidently walked on water. Like the restraints we have and limitations we have, Jesus is in full control. He is such a boss. What was Jesus doing before he had this little stroll? Yes, he was by himself praying. I'm sure with the lifestyle Jesus had, he needed some extra time with God, just praying and getting connected to his source. What do you think Jesus was praying about? Have you ever gone on your own to pray? You should try it sometimes. If it helped Jesus, I'm sure it will help you. Jesus is walking on the water, and honestly, I would have responded the same way the disciples on the boat did. I've never seen someone walk on water. Have you? Exactly. But what surprises me is that Peter asked Jesus to go on the water with him. It's like he wanted to be close to Jesus and do something cool and scary all at the same time. As Peter started walking out, what do you think he felt? What was he focusing on? It must have been so amazing to walk on the water with Jesus. But as soon as Peter focused on his surroundings, he started to sink. But don't be too hard on Peter. Out of the 12 disciples in the boat, he was the only one courageous to walk on water. What I love is how Jesus was right there, ready to help him. He reminded Peter not to doubt. This must have been an amazing lesson for the disciples on the boat. This week, I want you to write down some things that give you fear. What scares you? What is something you feel like you would never do? Look at that list and think about how Jesus can help you have the courage to do some of those things. Maybe it's sharing of the Bible with a friend, speaking up when you know something is wrong, or telling someone how you feel. I hope you can feel courage from Jesus this week to do some scary but amazing things. Okay, so how much of the story do you think you remembered? I'm going to ask you some questions about the story. I will give you some time to respond before I say the answer. Are you ready? The story says Jesus went up to pray at night. When did he end his prayer time? Just before morning. That is a long prayer time. When the disciples saw Jesus, what do you think was on the water? They thought he was a ghost. What did Jesus tell his disciples to have? He said to them, "Have courage." What did the disciples say when Jesus got back on the boat? You are truly the Son of God. How did you guys do? Good job. I hope today's lesson helped you see Jesus' power in a different way. Jesus has the power to break the laws of nature. In fact, he tells nature what to do. I hope this gives you faith and helps you see that Jesus is worth following. Now, we're going to sing some songs that's going to encourage Jesus' power in our own lives.
Hey everyone, this song is called King Jesus is Lord. Here are some moves that you're going to need to know in order to sing along with us. We're going to step on the rock, check if it's solid, then the love of God is going to tumble down. And the reason we know is because he touched our souls, and then we're going to dig down deep and we're going to find real gold.
Well, I stepped on the rock was solid, the love of God came tumbling down. The reason I know he touched my soul, I dug down deeper and found mere gold. King Jesus is Lord, King Jesus is Lord, he's the Lord of all, he's the Lord of all. Walking side by side, walking side by side. You're never alone, you're never alone. And I know he will answer, and I know he will answer, and I know he will answer, and I know he will answer. Me when I call, me when I call. Well, I stepped on the rock was solid, the love of God came tumbling down. The reason I know he touched my soul, I dug down deeper and found mere gold. King Jesus is Lord, King Jesus is Lord, he's the Lord of all, he's the Lord of all. Walking side by side, walking side by side. You're never alone, you're never alone. And I know he will answer, and I know he will answer, and I know he will answer, and I know he will answer. Me when I call, me when I call. Well, I stepped on the rock was solid, love of God came tumbling down. The reason I know he touched my soul, I dug down deeper and found mere gold. King Jesus is Lord, King Jesus is Lord, he's the Lord of all, he's the Lord of all. Walking side by side, walking side by side. You're never alone, you're never alone. And I know he will answer, and I know he will answer, and I know he will answer, and I know he will answer. Me when I call, me when I call. Well, I stepped on the rock was solid, the love of God came tumbling down. The reason I know he touched my soul, I dug down deeper and found mere gold. King Jesus is Lord, King Jesus is Lord, he's the Lord of all, he's the Lord of all. Walking side by side, walking side by side. You're never alone, you're never alone. And I know he will answer, 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 and I know he will answer. Me when I call, me when I call. I stepped on the rock was solid, the love of God came tumbling down. The reason I know he touched my soul, I dug down deeper and found mere gold. King Jesus is Lord, King Jesus is Lord, he's the Lord of all, he's the Lord of all. Walking side by side, walking side by side. You're never alone, And I know he will answer. And I know he will answer. And I know he will answer. And I know he will answer me when I call.
See you next week. Remember, we release a new video every Sunday at 10 a.m. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Goodbye.